Please welcome Director Nadav Gil-Adi.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Should I say something?
So this is our question and answer time. As always, you can tweet your questions to hashtag SBFF, or you can just ask the questions by raising your hand. I'll call on you. I'm going to actually ask the first question, which is, what was your purpose in making this film? What was the idea behind the film?
This film, when I started working on it, I worked with a religious scriptwriter. And it was, I'm not a religious person. I am Jewish, and I do the holidays and everything, but I'm not, how we say, hardcore religious. And to work with him, it was a different experience for me because I didn't know a lot of stuff, and it opened up a new world for me. And in this world, I took these two different characters that I know, and it's an impossible situation. And the only thing I wanted is not to be in this impossible situation. It's just to show how people are in themselves, how you're in a, how we say, ridiculous situation, but still we're all people, and in the end, we can all be friends. And that was like one of my main things that I wanted to put in this movie.
Any questions from the audience? I'm looking. Where?
Somebody over there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, right there.
What's funny?
So to repeat the question is, where did you get the idea? Was this based on a real experience, or?
Yeah, I didn't get the idea. The scriptwriter came with the idea for the movie. I changed it a little bit when we start working, there's a scene in the end when he tells his wife what happened, and it's like, it's a story that everybody already heard in Israel. Like, those stuff happens. And when I was making the movie, everybody that was my colleagues told me, oh, I think I saw this movie, or I think I heard this story. So that's why I did that thing in the end for my colleagues. It's a little wink. And the idea was there all the time. I just needed to play with it.
So we have a question from Twitter. Have you had any thoughts of making this into a full-length feature?
Oh, that's a very good question, because this film is a part of a 5-story feature that we're trying to produce, but we only got funded for a third of the movie, and I decided to go with this money and make one movie, and then with this one movie, try to get the rest of the money for the feature. There's a scene there when they're tied up in the truck. That's the beginning of the movie in another story. When a little kid, shepherd kid, find those two police officers from nowhere. So everything is connected.
Yes, ma'am. Right, the question of speaking the different languages. Can you discuss that?
I was a little bit afraid of that because I don't know if all of you know Hebrew or Arabic. And in the subtitles, it doesn't really say, he says Arabic, he says Hebrew, and most of the movie built on the fact that they don't understand each other nearly completely, even to the end. I had to learn Arabic to do this movie. We fought a lot how to, with this difficult problem that they don't communicate, which is symbolic to a lot of the problems that communication solves a lot of stuff. We try to show the impossible communication still works between people. So a lot of ideas was built on that. And so in miscommunication, but good meaning when they were talking, like, what's the name of your girlfriend? I think 3 months.
Yes, right back there. Was this filmed in Israel?
Oh, yeah. It's funny. It was filmed in an area that is only IDF, only the military area, which was very hard because we had to schedule days when they were not training, and you will hear shooting all the time. But it was in Israel, not far from, half an hour from Tel Aviv.
We have another question from Twitter. How did you cast your two lead characters?
Oh, that was those two characters are. One of them is a good friend of mine, the Arab one. The other one, I produced a movie about 7 years ago, a feature movie with the other actors. We were friends, and I decided when I'm gonna cast this movie, I decided I'm not going on Friends, I'm not going on anything. I'm doing a full casting, and I went for I think a month and a half of casting, and in the end, I finished with my friends. Yeah,
Good
but
friends.
it's not. I really casted. I really tried not to do that.
Yes, right there in the back with your hand up. Can you say it a little louder? You really
sorry.
have to speak louder. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Okay, so the question is, what was it difficult to film in these areas? Were there any restrictions for your movie or other movies like this?
We had our problems, but we bribed them. If you look at it in a big perspective, it's a bribe. But we kind of like, yeah, we will give money for the idea of doing that, and well, it wasn't. That's the way it is.
Yes, sir. Yeah, well, so the question was, were there references to spaghetti westerns, which I think I know the answer already, but go ahead.
Yeah, it is very, very influenced by spaghetti westerns, the Italian ones. I tried not to do the close-up shots to still make it a comedy. I didn't go full western because it is kind of a comedy in a way, but it's really influenced. I wanted to do a western.
Yes, ma'am. So the question was the intention to send your message by using humor, or did that come later, or?
No, we always wanted to use humor. As a director, I believe that emotions, main emotions that you need to have when you watch a movie is to have something that is a little bit humorable, and then in the other hand has the emotional drama to connect to it. So I always try to push humor, and when I did this, I decided from the beginning we're going to go fully humor, but not like, I lost the word, satira. Not like a satira, but something in between. Thank you. It's now nominated in the Israeli Oscars, what we called Ophir, and I wanted to say that because it didn't screen to any crowd. You're like the first people that saw it, except the Academy people. They're the one who saw it, and I'm really excited, and I really thank you, and I think it's a great festival. So thank you very much for being my first crowd.
Thank you. We're not letting you get away that easy.
What?
More questions.
Okay.
More questions? Yes, right there. This is the world premiere. Yeah. Well, you can explain.
It wasn't shown anywhere, but this actor, after my movie started to get really big, he was in a movie that was won last year, the Israeli Oscars, and went all over the world, and he's in a TV show and everything. So the Arab papers, when they heard about the movie, they're the first one who made articles about it before the Israeli papers. So I think they like it too.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Oh, where was
I
your
don't know
budget?
if I'm liberty to say,
Yeah.
honestly.
What was, so the question was about the budget. How was the film budgeted? Like, where did you get your backing from?
Okay, so the budget came from two Israeli foundations, very big foundations, and because I didn't get the full budget for the feature, and I got a really nice budget. In the end, we decided to put all of it in that short film, and in the end, I kind of wasted most of the budget on it, and wasn't left a lot of budget to continue other stuff. But it was something that was we knew it's going to happen, so we were prepared for it. But it's you can say it's about a quarter of a feature, usually feature film in Israel, budget-wise.
We have time for just one more question. Yes, ma'am. How long did it take to make the film?
You talking shooting days? Okay, 5 days. Yeah, we work really fast.
And how long did it take from the beginning of the concept to the end?
Because it was planned to be a feature film, we worked on the script and the work about a year and a half. But in the end of the first year, we already got the first budget. So it was half a year before shooting that we did the movie.
Thank you, Nadav.
Thank
Giladi.
you guys so much.
Well, hello. I'm Paul. I'm outreach director here, and I'm exhausted. Anybody else? Anybody else exhausted? All right. Like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, Alan came into my office and he said, "Paul, you got to look at this film. I want you to get some students here." And I'm like, "Oh, it's the summer. All right, I'll take a look at the film." I watched the film. I walked back into his office and I said, "I'm going to get some students here for this." So I'd like to welcome future freshmen and class of 2021 Stony Brook University students. Please stand up. All right. This is your first time here. Don't make it your last, because it makes my job really hard if that's it. So we want to see you back here. So Purple Dreams is a wonderful film. I'd like to welcome producer Robin Gray. Robin, are you here? Stony Brook alum. Yeah, all right. Class of, no, you don't have to. You know. And from Greyhawk Films, development director Cynthia Stahl, also here. This film is truly inspiring. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Ladies and gentlemen, Purple Dreams.